Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam to the world victory of Hari Krishna. Welcome back to another Bhagavad-gita class with your host, me, Prahlad. Today we're doing Bhagavad-gita 5:18. Let's get straight into it. Okay. Vidyā-vinaya-sampanne brāhmaṇe gavi hastini śuni caiva śva-pāke cha paṇḍitāḥ sama-darśinaḥ. Vidya, education. Vinaya, gentleness. Sampanne, fully equipped. Brāhmaṇe, in the brāhmaṇa. Gavi, in the cow. Hastini, in the elephant. Śuni, in the dog. Cha, and. Caiva, certainly. śva-pāke, in the dog eater. śva-pāke, in the dog eater, the outcast. Cha, respectively. paṇḍitāḥ, those who are wise. Sama-darśinaḥ, do see with equal vision. Translation. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle brāhmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, outcast. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A Kṛṣṇa-conscious person does not make any distinction between species or castes. The brāhmana and the outcast may be different from the social point of view, or a dog, a cow, or an elephant may be different from the point of view of species. But these differences of body are meaningless from the viewpoint of the learned transcendentalist. This is due to their relationship to the Supreme. For the Supreme Lord, by his plenary portion as Paramātmā, is present in everyone's heart. Such an understanding of the Supreme is real knowledge, as far as the bodies are concerned. In different castes or different species of life, the Lord is equally kind to everyone, because he treats every living being as a friend, yet maintains himself as Paramātmā, regardless of the circumstance of the living entities. The Lord as Paramātmā is present both in the outcast and in the brāhmana, although the body of a brāhmana and that of an outcast are not the same. The bodies are material productions of different modes of material nature, but the soul and the supersoul within the body are the same spiritual quality. The similarity in the quality of the soul and the supersoul, however, does not make them equal in quantity. For the individual soul is present only in that particular body, whereas the Paramātmā is present in each and every body. A Kṛṣṇa-conscious person has full knowledge of this, and thus he is truly learned and has equal vision. The similar characteristics of the soul and the supersoul are that they are both conscious, eternal, and blissful. But the difference is that the individual soul is conscious within the limited jurisdiction of the body, whereas the supersoul is conscious in all bodies. The supersoul is present in all bodies without distinction. Yeah, I like this verse, Purport. We get the changes. There's not many. The original edition. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees within equal vision a learned and gentle brāhmana. Being changed to the humble sages, by virtue of knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle brāhmana. What does it say here? Punctuated, number wrongly appeared. Mystical, that's something else. But yeah, seems like a grammatical change. It doesn't change the meaning of the Translation: the humble sages. Sees. Yeah, they've just moved the position of the S from sees to sage. Okay, and then, or a dog, original edition, or a dog, or a cow, or an elephant may be different. It's been changed to, or a dog, a cow, and an elephant may be different from the point of view of different species. From the point of view of species. Yeah. So that's changing because, at the end of a list you usually use and instead of continuing on with or. I think that's the change that he's talking about. No, he's talking about something else. Yeah, that's that change. It's another grammatical change. Then here, comma. So only in a particular body, comma, whereas the Paramātmā is present in each and every body. That's one comma change. But here it only says a particular body. It talks about that change, but the jurisdiction of the body. Oh, there it is. The comma only appeared in the midst of the clause. Again, I'm not a complete expert on grammar, proper grammar etiquette, but particular units are only particular in the body, whereas the Paramātmā is present in each and every body. Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a comma there because the sentence ends after that comma. But I'm just there, spirit soul out here. Not contemplating, but just making it up. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think there needs to be a comma, so yeah. Talking about the actual purport itself. Yeah, it's very, very well written. And I like the verse itself. It gives a lot of knowledge, and I have a clear understanding of what it says. The translation, basically what the verse is talking about is that someone who is learned, or someone within Kṛṣṇa consciousness who has undertaken the path of Kṛṣṇa consciousness will understand that there isn't a difference between dogs, cows, humans, rich people, poor people. There's no spirit, there's no difference. There might be a material difference, but that is, it says down here, that is created. The bodies are material productions of the different modes of material nature. So, that's created by the material modes of nature. It's not real. It's Maya. And so it also says something interesting that I didn't really think about. That even though you see everyone as equal, it's not actually equal. Because there's the soul and then there's the super soul. So there'll be it says the similarity in the quality of the soul and the super soul, however, does not make them equal in quantity, for the individual soul is present only in that material body. So you someone who understands this will be able to see everyone as the soul and the super soul. But then there's the individual soul. So you see everyone as individual souls. They're all equal, but they're individual. So it's sort of a juxtaposition. I like that word, juxtaposition. Yeah. It also, says the Supersoul is present in all bodies without distinction. Yeah, being able to, or just knowing that there's the Supersoul present in everything, all bodies, humans, dogs, cats, rats, really brings into perspective sort of like well, at least for me, so like the diet that people have, vegetarianism is a core part of the Kṛṣṇa consciousness. The Higher Taste is one of my favorite books, and when I was doing book distribution, the Higher Taste would fly out. People always, once they taste the food, they're like, "Oh, I want some more." It's always about pleasing the senses. So the Higher Taste is a popular book, but yeah, talking about vegetarianism, being able to understand that there's the super soul and the individual soul. If we're all equal, I don't know. It seems a bit, at least for me, it seems a bit weird to be able to, slaughter animals and eat them. It's like, damn, I'm basically eating another person right now. So it's yeah, it's eye opening. And I guess for the people who aren't the learned sages, what to say, the humble sage, the people who aren't the humble sage don't have that knowledge. For them, it would be okay. It's just like, oh, I'm just eating a cow. Cows aren't the same. Not having the understanding that it is all equal. There's the soul, the individual soul, and the super soul present in everything. Yeah, being ignorant to that knowledge, I guess, yeah, is a justification. It's not justification, but it's there. And that's how people who eat meat sort of view it, not as the same. They'll have like a hierarchy of importance in like animals and species. There'll be like humans up the top, and then maybe like the dogs and cats, and then your sort of food animals, pigs, cows, and stuff, like insects and bugs. But having the understanding, being able to view that it is all the same. Yeah, it brings a lot of different actions that people would take, knowing that. And I've forgotten who it was, but it was a story of a devotee who wouldn't even disturb ants. They would tiptoe around the temples and places, making sure not to disturb the ants, because the ants, if every living entity has a soul and a super soul, the ants, like an ant and a human, have the same sort of basis. There might be the different material differences, but that's just a product of the material nature. But yeah, it's got the same soul and the super soul. So yeah, next time you're going for a picnic, if you sit down in the grass, maybe you've accidentally killed a few ants and stuff. But that is the way the material world works. It is not the spiritual world. Is not perfect. It's unfortunately how yeah, it's how it works. What else? I really like this purport. Oh yeah, the Lord is equally kind to everyone because he treats every living being as a friend, yet he maintains himself as the Paramātmā, regardless of the circumstances of the living entity. Yeah, being able to understand that Kṛṣṇa is Kṛṣṇa is there for you no matter what material body you're in. You might be living in Europe, you might be living in America, you might be living in New Zealand, like I am. Kṛṣṇa is always there, and he's always a friend, regardless of the circumstances. And just because I'm a human living in this body, it would be the same as the different animals. They'll always, I think, I've forgotten it, but there's a book that was written about dogs in Kṛṣṇa consciousness, like a storybook. Yeah, stuff like that. Being able to know that the animals and other species and other people also have Kṛṣṇa as their friend. Also have the Supersoul, Paramātmā, present in them. Yeah, and that sort of diminishes or it might, if you read it and you're like, oh man, I'm not an individual, this sort of sucks, we're all the same, which is not true. We all have the individual soul, and then we have the super soul. Yeah, so we're all individuals, but we're a part of a whole, not a whole split into little pieces. Yeah, because I think that's sort of a dangerous way of thinking. It's like, oh, just because we're all the same, doesn't matter what I do, if we're all the same. Or yeah, if we're all the same, who cares? But we're actually all individuals, and we're all blessed with the opportunity that Kṛṣṇa has given us. Yeah. Yeah, that's really all I got to say. I'm liking this. To finish us off, I'll go back to the purports. The Sanskrit text. Vidyā-vinaya-sampanne, brāhmaṇe gavi hastini, śuni caiva śva-pāke cha paṇḍitāḥ sama-darśinaḥ. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle brāhmaṇa, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, outcast. I like how it specifies that a dog-eater is an outcast. Because otherwise it would be like a dog-eater. It's a bit funny. See my face. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in live. If you watch live, thank you for watching afterwards. If you're watching afterwards, if you like any of the content that we do here, give it a like, give it a share, tag your friends. I'm not sure if I'll be back tomorrow, but I'll be back again to do some more Bhagavad-gita purports or verses. I'm enjoying chapter 5 so far. Hope you guys are too. Good morning, good evening, or good night. It's a good night for me. Param Vijayate Shri Kṛṣṇa Sankirtana, total word victory of Hare Kṛṣṇa. Hare Bol.